Good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's My Story Matters with the one and only Jarrett Dove. I'm super excited about this story because Jarrett actually was referred to me by a friend of ours 2 years ago, actually, this month. So we're coming up right around the 2 year anniversary of Jarrett and myself meeting. He did not know me at all. But one thing that we had in common out of the gate was the fact that both of us, when we found LifeVantage, literally were praying for a solution for the health challenges that we were both navigating in life. And we had gone I think we both were kind of beating a dead horse, gone down many paths, kept coming up with at dead ends. And unfortunately, both of us have had our major struggles. And I've gotten to know Jarrett not only just as a stranger, he is now like family to me. And I had the blessing of being able to meet him back at the end of May when Dr. Nancy Bryan and I did our 5 state tour, which we plan to do again. Um, but we were able to meet him and actually see him in person. And it takes things to such a personal level. Now, granted, we had done a lot of Zooms and a lot of phone calls, and Jarrett knows he's got me right in his back pocket. If he has customers and whatnot, or even people that just want some more information, he knows that I'm there to help him. And we've had a lot of interaction over the last 2 years, but being able to meet in person was just both him and his wife, Cindy, who I absolutely adore. But I want to introduce you tonight to Jarrett and have him take over right now and just wholeheartedly tell you his story from his heart. I will say that it was a year ago this month also that Jarrett not only um, was committed to LifeVantage. He went from customer to consultant. And I have to say, he just hit SC3 last month, which is huge. And I remember our conversations of him thinking, I don't even know what to say to people or how to do this. I just know what happened to me, and people can clearly see the difference. Before and after photos don't lie. We all know that. So, anyways, Jared, I want to hand it over to you and have you share with us your amazing LifeVantage story.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. Thank you. Um, First of all, I'm pretty lucky to have stumbled upon your team because you've been a great help to me in any way that I've needed, whether it be trying to educate me or guide me in the right direction to help other people. And for me, that's what this is really all about because when I found Life Vantage, I was at my lowest point physically, mentally in my life. I've always felt like I was in pretty good shape, pretty good health, but I had found myself in a pretty bad hole. And it started, off when I was about 18 years old. I started having skin issues. It would come and go. Nothing that I really worried about. But as I got older, I noticed it started getting worse. And along with that came some joint pains and discomfort. Uh, but I would say somewhere around the age of 40, I really started struggling with the joint pain, severe skin issues. And so, like anybody else, I went to the doctor and sought treatment for it. And, did all the stuff that I felt like I should do to try to take care of the problem, but unfortunately, nothing was working. Um, it was just getting worse. Actually, it got to the point where just 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I found myself having to find a new career. Something I'd done electrical work and for the last 30 plus years, and I couldn't even just get up and go to work and supervise people. I mean, being on my feet all day was just it was too much to deal with. the pain and like I say, the joint discomfort, and then the skin issues really started getting worse. Um, I had an incident back, I guess, about 2 years ago, maybe a little more, where I was absolutely out of work. I was basically disabled, if you will. I could hardly walk. I basically sat on my couch for probably 15 weeks. My feet and hands probably doubled in the size that they should be. Uh, it and you'll see the pictures yourself later. The bottoms of my feet were just in such bad shape. You know, you couldn't. I could walk, but it was hard to do. Like basically, I would crawl to my bathtub in the mornings, soak my feet in water so that they would get enough moisture to where I could just walk to my couch, and that would be it for the whole day. I would sit there and wait for my family to get home, and a lot of times get my wife to help me to bed. I mean, I felt like I was dying. I went to all kinds of specialists. I was seen by a lot of specialists, and I was all just told the same thing: just stick to the plan. Which the plan wasn't working for me. I was in bad shape, and I got up one day, and after about 15 weeks of struggling, I hit my knees and I prayed specifically for God to send me something that was natural, and that would take care of these problems. And I got a message the next day from a friend of mine that I went to school with, and she had given me Kim's name and number and just asked me to call and talk to her. She didn't even try to explain the product. She just said, I know this lady can help you if you're willing to try. So for me, that was my sign straight from God that I'd prayed for yesterday, the day before. So I talked to Kim. I called her up. She explained to me, that the products are not a quick fix. It's not something that you can take in 2 weeks, maybe 2 months, that you're going to see results. That, our bodies take a long time to get in this bad of shape, and it takes time for these products to work. So I had no choice. This was exactly what I was looking for. I started the products within 3 months. All my joint pain, discomfort is gone, like disappeared. My feet went back to normal size. My hands and fingers went back to normal. Within 6 months, my skin issues, which you'll see later, completely disappeared. I look, I mean, I'm 50 years old, but I feel like I've had baby skin again. I mean, compared to where I was, it's just, it's been a phenomenal transformation. And that's in 6 months. But I'm sitting here 2 years later, and I'm telling you, I'm 50 years old. I had nerve problems in my feet that was caused by all the severe skin issues, nerve problems in my hands. I have struggled with sleep situations my whole life, adult life, um, restless legs, at night, just all kinds of different things that, I think we all probably suffer from or know somebody that that has suffered from that. Just it all just started slowly disappearing. And my metabolism as you get older, I feel like I was just tired at the end of the days, just like anybody else. You get up, you go to work for 10 hours, and that's about all you had. But I can honestly tell you that I just turned 50, and I feel like I'm 35. I feel like my metabolism is going backwards. I have way more energy than I've had in probably 15 years. And I've only done one thing different in my life, and that's start Life Vantage products. I started taking a few things, and I slowly worked up to what I'm taking now. But I've never taken anything uh, supplement wise in my life and actually feel it physically in my bones, in my being. I feel it every morning when I'm on the way to work. I drink Axios and I think they're amazing. And, I'm 2 to 3 of them a day. And it's, within 10 minutes of riding down the road, I feel like I'm ready to go run a marathon. And that wasn't the case at all a couple of years ago. My sickness affected not just me, but my entire family. I have four kids, and, my quality of life with them was really, really bad. And they were sitting there watching their dad just dwindle away. And today we do whatever. I'm back deer hunting with my son and my daughter, working back in the trade that I grew up in and that I've learned to, I've grown to love my whole life. And back with the company that I loved and didn't want to leave to start with, but unfortunately because of health problems, I had to give that up. So I will say that sitting there 2 years ago, well, I felt like it was one of my lowest points in my life, and God took that and He turned it around, and He's made it the biggest blessing of my life, health wise, and being able to help other people because I don't have a ton of customers, but I can tell you all the ones I have are happy, and they've all seen positive results, and are still seeing them, and that's just I feel morally obligated to tell people about these products, because they've done such an amazing thing for me.
I know, Jarrett, that just 2 years ago you had shared with me that you just said that you quit hunting, but you had also said that you missed Thanksgiving and Christmas with family and that you actually had to stay home. So how does it feel? Like we're coming up. Last year you were able to do the holidays, and this year again, it's like this
That's
time again.
it is it is awesome because we never know when our loved ones might be their last holidays with us. I know I've just got my mom now, and my wife just has her mom, so we really cherish that time of year and our kids. Being with them through the holidays. Them having to leave and just go visit people there. My mom's or my wife's family, and just staying behind. Puts a damper on things, and it's been a huge blessing. I mean, I'm back to doing whatever I want to do. I mean, the guys at work, I don't know if they like it so much because they they don't make fun of me, but they don't volunteer to work with me. Usually they want to work with the older guy, but now they're like, "Man, you're 50 years old. Why are you working like this?" So it's been great. I feel great. My kids can see it. My son sees it every day. They're just blown away that I went from just not functioning in life and having any quality of life to living my best life. And I just and I owe it all to Life Vantage products.
I know
Absolutely.
that some people are curious and have been asking on what you started on. And I just want to again, we're not here to make claims, but the place that Jarrett started was the Activated Essentials, the NRF1, NRF2, the probiotic, and also the liquid collagen activator. That's the combination that he started on. Jarrett, what do you take now that you're like he literal it's an obsession with Life Vantage at this point, which is amazing.
So I take the Vitality Stack, the AM Rise, and the Vitamin D3.
And the collagen, correct?
Yes, ma'am. The collagen, and I take the Axia.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And I need to add the PM reset. I know it doesn't make sense to take one without the other. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to. I'll tell you the AM Rise. I after being activated for I guess maybe a year or so, I got a sample of that in the mail with when you get a certain amount, and I absolutely felt that the first time I took it, and I knew when I had that I was like, wait, this has got to be added to it. It's uh,
Absolutely. I want to go ahead and share Jarrett's picture. So I'm going to share my screen right now so that you guys can see how profound the changes are, and that um, what he had on these products. So um, Obviously, you can see some of the transitions with his skin, with his hands and his legs. I'm hoping that you can see that. And I know I'm pretty certain, Jarrett, you had said all your toenails had fallen off at one
Yes,
point.
yeah, I lost every single toenail.
It's amazing.
But
Like
now
I'm just blown away.
my fingernails and toenails are growing too good. I have to cut them way more than I used to. And my hair.
And this is just his hand. And this is his daughter hunting with him last year.
Yeah,
And that's the big old buck he got last year back hunting.
yeah.
And a picture of myself with Jarrett and his wife Cindy.
Yeah, I don't know how people in here are deer hunters or even understand what it takes, but I killed a deer this past October this year. It was 185 pounds. I drug that deer out by myself about 500 yards and drug it into the back of a pickup truck with nobody's help. And I couldn't have done that 10 years ago. In fact, it's kind of funny. My brother, I texted him when I killed the deer and I said, "Hey, I've got a pretty big deer down." He said, "Well, I'll come help you get it in a little while when I finish hunting." And within 30 minutes, I had it on the truck loaded and sent him a picture. I said, "I don't need your help." And he was like, "You're just unreal. I don't get it." And he's shaking his head. So I'm hoping I can get him going. He needs these products. He's got some stuff he could, use some help with, but he's kind of stubborn.
Yeah, there are a lot of people out there like that. But Jared, I just want to say thank you again. I don't know if you want to touch on this at all, but I know you had an accident when you were young,
hmm
and you had pain from that and
So
realized that that pain is gone as well.
yeah, I mean, when I was 12 years old, I was run over by a drunk driver, and it fractured my right hip pelvic bone. In fact, my lower half of my pelvic bone right now is like eight separate pieces. It's not even together, but it's been that way for so long, and I don't know what the you would technically call it other than arthritis or tissue issues, but it's bone on bone, and it's been that way for years and years and years. And I can't remember in the last 2 years the last time that I've had a pain in my lower right hip, and that's amazing knowing that the lower half of my hip is not even one whole piece. So it's definitely I can tell it's done more than just my skin issues for sure. Um,
Absolutely. It just, your story just
I,
continues to blow me away.
I'm blown away myself. Number one, I didn't think I would ever get to this point. And then when I have people like today, I posted a little info last night about coming up on 2 years and how I will always take these products and then I'll always talk to people about it and whoever wants to listen. And my phone is blown up all day long. It's been unreal. I've got like nine people I've talked to today, and they're all dealing with issues. Whether it's just some kind of sickness. And it's terrible to see it, but to know that we feel like that we can help these people, and that's the biggest joy to me is knowing that hoping that somebody can get what I got out of it, and that's get their life back. Just live a normal, happy, healthy, stress-free life, as stress-free as possible in today's time. But and just feel good. Wake up and feel good. I got a coworker, and we've been traveling back and forth to our job every day. We have a 2 hour ride there and back. And he was like, "Man, I just want to wake up every day like you and not hurt." He's 46. He's 4 years younger than me. I just want to get up and not hurt and not feel bad and not like not want to go to work. I want to, go to work and want to be here. And I said, well, I've been talking to him about our products, and I think he's close, but he's not quite ready yet. But I said, well, I felt the same way you did until I started taking these products. And now I wake up and I don't hurt. I look forward to going to work. I look forward to living life. And that's something I couldn't say 2 years ago.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story tonight. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording and answer some of the questions that have been coming in, but obviously, you can see Jarrett sharing from his heart, and these products have changed my life in such a profound way too. This is worth every bit of sharing with other people and giving them the gift of life advantage, at least sharing it. And again, every time I talk, it's like we have a gift and we can place it in somebody's hands, right? And it's
Yep.
up to them whether or not they want to open it to see what's inside. Um, and I just, I so much love the fact that, um, you are taking your story and your blessing to share with other people genuinely from your heart, because in the last 2 or years since you've been a consultant, you have literally changed the lives of a lot of people, Jarrett, and that's definitely something to be proud of. So I'm going to
Thank
go
you.
ahead and stop the recording and open up for questions.